This is Big Leagues Country Roads Rankings. Yoo-hoo!
Hello once again, everybody, and welcome inside the Country Roads Rankings, the top 10 girls Division 3 and Division 4 basketball programs brought to you by Knox Community Hospital, in the community, for the community. I am Travis Berardi, KMAC Trav, Kmart Trav, Big Mac Trav. You name it, that's pretty much me. But I am here with the top 10 girls small school programs. And before we get into our top 10, there's always those teams just creeping, just on the outside looking in. And let's go over those teams. First, Mansfield Christian went 1-1 last week, 7-5. They're on the outside looking in. Danville as well, 1-1 last week. They're 7-7, right at 500. Winford could have been in, but they went 1-2 last week, so they are at 8-7. And a new team into the just outside category, the Northmore Lady Knights, knocking off leader Mount Gilead at home. They're 8-4 after a 1-0 week, so they can continue rolling. Maybe, just maybe, they'll break the top 10. But without further ado, let's get into the girls' top 10 small school programs here in North Central Ohio. And let's start at number 10 with the Cardington Lady Pirates. According to Martin RPI, they are the 10th overall team in that Central District, which splits up into two, so they could be a top 5 team if they choose wherever they go. 24th overall between regions 10 and 12, so the Lady Pirates, they've never lost a KMAC championship since they've been into the conference. Is this the year that somebody knocks them off, or do they go on yet another run to end the season to not only improve their district ranking, but get them another KMAC title? To number 9, and the Mohawk Lady Warriors. They are in at 11-5 right now. Tough loss to Buckeye Central and to Upper Sandusky in the game you saw last night live and free on the OH Reports. They dropped down to number 9. However, they were, and still are, second in the Fostoria District, 12th overall in Region 14. So, Mohawk, they still, with Emily Klopp, the leading scorer in the conference, what she can do if they get that outside game going, they will be a tough out once we come to tournament time. Speaking of, we're a week from Sunday away from the tournament draw, so it's almost here. Tournament time, best time of the year. At number 8, Cary, the Lady Devils, 2-0 last week with huge wins over Winford and Colonel Crawford. They are now at 10-4. That boosts them up to 3rd in the Fostoria District, 14th in region number 14. Now to 7, and the Clear Fork Lady Colts, a 1-1 week. You saw them lose a tough one to River Valley, and they bounced back though and knocked off Galleon pretty handedly. They're 10-5, 4th in the Shelby District. According to Martin RPI, they're 16th overall in Region 10 in Division 3. They didn't drop because they did really bad. It's just because teams ahead of them did some really good things, including this one, the Loudonville Lady Birds, upsetting Division 2 Mansfield Senior by 3 behind 59 points from Corey Vermelia, one of the best players, if not the best player in Division 3 girls basketball. They also knocked off Mansfield Christian to clinch yet another Mid-Buckeye Conference championship. They are 11-3 now, and they move up to number 6. They're 9th overall in that Northeast District, which also splits into 2 districts. 17th overall in region number 9. Now to number 5, and those Lady Rams of Upper Sandusky, another 2-0 week. They are 12-4 overall. 3rd overall in the Shelby District, 13th overall in region number 10 in Division 3. They knocked off Seneca East, and they knocked off Mohawk in a game you saw live and free last night. So they continue to roll and still have a chance at that Northern 10 championship if they are able to run the table and knock off Buckeye Central on the road here coming up in the next week and a half. To number 4, and the Colonel Crawford Lady Eagles. Tough week for them. 0-2, they kind of a head-scratching loss. They lost to Bucyrus, and then a tough one to Cary. However, they're still 11-4. They're still, according to Martin RPI, 2nd in the Shelby District and 12th overall in Region 10. So they can right the ship easily and still make a run come tournament time, but they do drop down. They were at number 2 at one point. Now they drop down to number 4 after the tough week. To number 3, the Lady Indians of Mount Gilead. One game last week, and they got upset by Northmore. A rivalry matchup. They're 11-3, however, still number 3 on my rankings. 4th overall in the Columbus District in D4. 11th overall in Region 15, so they still have what it takes to maybe make a tournament run. Now to the top 2, and at number 2, Pleasant. They just continue to move up my rankings. They knocked off Shelby at home. Tough environment there at Pleasant, too. That's a great place. Great home field, home court advantage for Pleasant. They're 13-3, had the 2-0 week last week. They're 4th overall in that D3 Central District and 7th in the region, which is split up between 10 and 12. So they are one of the best teams in Division 3 in regions 10 or 12. And finally, still your number 1 team, and they've been the number 1 team since I started the rankings last year. That is the Buckeye Central Buckettes. 14-2. They handled Mohawk and Seneca East in the past week. They are the overall number 1 team in the D4 Willard District, according to Martin RPI. Not only that, they are the number 1 overall team in all of Region 13 in D4, which makes you think maybe, just maybe, they have a chance of getting back to Dayton, where, you know, they have some unfinished business from last season. The Buckettes remain at number 1. They are 14-2, and they have a chance, pretty close chance, of clinching the Northern 10 here in the next week or so. But that'll do it. There are my top 10 girls high school basketball teams. And just to add some things, I'm going to talk about these top 10 girls teams with Joe Baylog on the Joe Show later this evening. Let's see what he has to say about my top 10, and let's see what you have to say about my top 10. Comment in the comments section below. Let me know. Do I have it right? Do I have it wrong? Are there teams that were left out that should be in? Teams that are in that should be left out? You know the deal. Let me know. But that'll wrap things up here for the top 10 girls high school basketball teams in D3, D4. The Country Roads rankings brought to you by Knox Community Hospital, in the community for the community. I am KMAC Travis Berardi saying so long. I'll see you on a live stream near you.